Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yo, God is so good. If you know the Lord is good, come on and give him glory with me this morning. Yo, welcome to Good News Today. It's a time where we get together and just encourage one another. I want to encourage your hearts and let you know, hey, regardless of what's going on today, everything's going to be okay. Let's get it. Come on.
Let's go!
Joy, pains, ups, downs are working all day.
Everything.
Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna hear some good news today.
Come on, come on.
Oh, joys, pains, ups, downs are working all day. Everything's gonna be okay.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son,
Everything's gonna be okay.
that whosoever will believe in him shall not perish but have
Everything's gonna be okay.
everlasting life.
Gonna hear some good news today.
Yo, turn my mic up. Y'all ain't see this coming. Get ready to catch this. Come to snatch your righteous mind, not your edges. God is the goal, and then there's the period. This thing is real. Woo cha, we serious, intentional, original. God is in control. Do it for your soul. Gotta let the whole world know. Ayo, ayo.
Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna hear some good news today.
Yo, everything's going to be okay. Put it in the comments. Tell somebody everything's going to be okay. Encourage somebody. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Put it in the comments. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all hanging in there? Good to see y'all up in here. Good to see y'all up in here. Yo, the year was 2004. 2004. The group was Terror Squad, led by Fat Joe. 2004, Fat Joe. Terror Squad. It was the hit of the year. Everybody Everywhere was talking about two words. The theme of two words. Everybody. As soon as you said it, it had a mood to it and everything. Then do the walk away. Lean back. Lean back. Lean back. Lean back. Everybody was leaning back. Everybody was lean back. Hey, lean back. Lean back. It was the hottest dance of the summer. Everybody was rocking, talking about some lean back. Hey, lean back. Lean back. What's been interesting, as we've been talking to folks and just kind of checking on people, and recognizing that it's a hard season. It's a hard year. I mean, 2025 has been a hard year, and it just started. And there are some people that came out of a hard year in 2024, and then people that had a hard 2023. I mean, to be honest, some of us can really circle back and say since 2020, it's just been like, yo, this new decade, the 20 decade, has been brutal. And it's been fascinating to me. It's fascinating because a lot of times when crisis hits, I look at people of faith, and there are many that get so overwhelmed with the reality of what's happening. They look at God and they just lean back. They just lean back. It's like, God, I don't know what's up with you, but my life is so hard. I don't feel like I can trust you, or I feel like you've disappointed me to a level to where I'm good on you. And you lean back from God. It's like 2004 all over again. Lean back. Lean back. And the interesting thing about Fat Joe and that song, lean back. It was a good move that everybody could do. Like, hey, lean back. Hey, lean back. Everybody. It was rhythmic. It was natural. It was cultural. It was embedded. And I fear that the spirit of lean back on God because he tripping is becoming an all too familiar rhythm for the believer. Especially young people. I see it trend more with young. Old folks that have been through hell and high water, and they just know, if I lose everything, I ain't gonna lose God. But I fear that those that are younger in faith, there's this idea that, man, when things are going this bad, can God be this good if things are going this bad? And it asks the fundamental question that goes back to the book that I wrote, which if you hadn't gotten yet, you should go pick up, Disobedient God. What do you do when God just goes off script and does his own thing? What do you do with God? And a lot of us lean back on God. I was talking to a friend not too long ago, and they were like, yeah, I ain't really talking to God, not really going to church, not really talking to God. And here's the thing. As if you can handle this storm without God. You want to know the very time that you should never lean back is in a moment of crisis. This is the very time when you should lean in. What are you doing? But the trust quotient is so low with God that you think, man, this is a time, my crisis is a time for me to now indict God. So to bring God under indictment and say, God, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why would you do this to me? And I talk about this all the time. I think we should all doubt. First of all, hey, let's get this clear. There's nothing wrong with doubting God. And there's nothing wrong with questioning God or struggling with God's, not what he caused, but what he did in fact allow. He does allow things to happen in our life that creates crisis, creates disruption, creates anxiety, creates disturbance. That is true. He is sovereign and he will allow it. I mean, shoot, he told the devil, you can go after Job, just don't touch his life, but you can touch everything around. So yo, let's be good. God will allow things, but I want to consider Thomas. Thomas doubted. But the way Thomas doubted is the way that I would encourage us to doubt. Like he literally doubted I love it. He doubted in community. He doubted with the disciples. He didn't leave them. He wasn't like, I'm out because I doubt. No. He was like, I don't believe, but I'm still in. You know what I mean? He literally says with the disciples, hey, I don't believe it. They like, yo, we saw Jesus. We saw this, his resurrection body. It happened. And he was like, yeah, whatever, bro. I don't believe it. He going to have to show me. A couple of lessons from Thomas if you're doubting or if you're struggling with God in this season and you're tempted to lean back. I want to encourage you to lean in. Number one, Thomas doubted in community. He said in community with his other brothers, hey, I'm struggling. I don't believe this. If you are struggling, I'm telling you the best place to struggle is in community. Now is not the time to leave the church. Now is not the time to get your bag and go with your weed smoking friends and go pontificating imaginary thoughts and get somewhere and say, get in community, sit on the front row and sit down with your arms folded and say, yeah, I don't believe he's Jehovah Jireh. I'm struggling with that, but I'm up in here in community. Like struggle, doubt, but do it in community. Do it in a place that can actually help and equip your doubts. Thomas said, yeah, I don't believe, but I'm not leaving. Because my lack of belief is not now an invitation for me to leave and lean back from God. My lack of belief is an opportunity and an invitation for me to stay and lean in on God. Let me lean in. This is when you need him the most, when you believe the least. This is when you need him the most, when you believe the least. Lean in. Lean in. Not only did he doubt in community, but he said it out loud. Listen, if you think you're the only one struggling with God in this season, or you think you're the only one with doubts, no. That's why all the disciples was up in their room with the door locked. If he the only one that don't believe, why the rest of y'all up in here with the door locked? You were all scared. You were all fearful. Fearful for your own life because you didn't know what was going on. Lord, are we about to die? Is Jesus was supposed to be here. Now he gone. Now they going to kill us like they killed him. You all had doubts. Thomas was the only one that was brave enough to say them out loud. So the other thing we learned from Thomas is say your doubts out loud. Say them out loud. I love Thomas because he had the courage. He was brave. He wasn't sitting over there struggling with his faith and all quiet. No, Thomas was like, hey, I don't know about y'all. Y'all singing these songs and preaching these sermons and stuff, and y'all acting like this ain't hard. Hey, I don't believe this. This crazy. This crazy. I don't believe this. This crazy. Thomas said it out loud. So what we need to learn from Thomas about doubt is, number one, you ain't the only one doubting, but he was the only one that said it out loud. Know that you're not the only one doubting. Have the courage to say it out loud. Confess it. And watch this. When you confess it in community. And don't use it as an excuse to pack up and leave. No, unpack and lean in. Not only that, but the way he doubted also, he says, so yeah, I don't believe, so Jesus is going to have to show me. He's going to have to show me the holes in his hands. He's going to show me his hands. I love it. Even in his doubts, he was looking for Jesus. In his doubts, he wasn't looking for a way out of his faith. In his doubt, he was looking for a way into deeper faith. He was literally looking for Jesus. So for those of you that got doubts and you're struggling and you want to pull away, no. Doubt and say, I don't believe. Jesus, where you at? I'm struggling. Jesus, where are you? Jesus, can I see the hole? Can you show me you? Can I see you? He doubted with a desire to see more of Jesus. So he didn't doubt to get out of his faith. He doubted in a way that brought him into a deeper desire. Some of you doubting. What does it mean for you to look for Jesus? Jesus, I'm struggling. Where you at? Jesus, I'm doubting. Can you show me your hand? I love it. Literally, Jesus knowing Thomas. He didn't condemn him. You ever wonder why Jesus in his glorified body, everything is healed, whole, and put back together? You ever wonder why Jesus would leave a hole in his hand? Jesus got his glorified body, and can you imagine the angels putting Jesus back together, attending to Jesus, getting his body ready? And this is my spiritual imagination. I don't know if this happened like this or not, but this is just me using my spiritual imagination. And he put him together, and they get ready to put his hands back together. He's like, whoa. It's like, what, Jesus? He says, no, leave the holes in my hand. And they like, gee, why? We trying to hook you up. Why would we leave the holes in your hands? And Jesus is like, Thomas, you know Thomas is going to need to see the hole in my hand. Y'all know how Thomas is. I know my son. I know how he work. I know how he think. He going to need to see this hole. So Jesus had already made a way for Thomas's doubts. He went and said, okay, Thomas, where you at? Here you go. I know you need to see it. Here, put your hand in there. Now you believe, because that's what you needed to believe. He says, I would that you would not have to see it to have to believe it, but I get it. And I made a way for you, because I can tell you need to see it today. So here, I'll show it to you. So, you know, one of the most gracious things about God is is he made a way for our doubts. And there's a grace for our doubts. There's a grace for your struggle. There's a grace for right where you are. There is a grace for you. So if you're struggling today, know that there's a grace for your doubt. Now is not the time to lean back. Thank you, Fat Joe, for 2004. It was a great year, but that ain't what we doing this year. In 25, we ain't doing that. We ain't leaning back. We leaning in. We leaning in. Let's lean in to God in the midst of confusion and worry and weariness and doubts. Calamity after calamity, it feels like. Now ain't the time to lean back. No, now is the time to lean in and say, God, where are you? Show me the hole in your hand. Community, let me grab onto each other. Hey, I'm in here in this community, but I don't believe. I'm struggling with my belief. It's okay to tell the truth and just to say it out loud. I'm struggling with my belief. I'm struggling with my confidence in God. I'm weary. It's okay to be like Thomas and say it out loud. Say it in community and say it looking for Jesus. I'm going to say it again. Say it out loud. Say it in community and say it looking for Jesus. That's how you doubt. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. I'm struggling. Say it out loud. Say it in community. Don't leave. Just because you're struggling don't mean you got to leave. This is a good place to struggle. Come here. Come here. This is a good place to struggle. Say it in community. And say it looking for Jesus. Jesus, where are you? Looking for Jesus, I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you. Jesus, I'm looking for you. Where are you? Where are you? I'm looking for you. I need you, Jesus. I don't believe. I'm struggling and I'm looking for Jesus. Woo! Now that, my friend, is what I like to call the beautiful gift of doubt. It's not an indictment on your faith. Doubt is indicative of your faith. Because if you didn't have a faith to doubt, the fact that you got a faith to doubt is evidence that you still got faith. Y'all see that? The fact that you got a faith to doubt is evidence that you still got faith. Atheists ain't got doubts because they don't have faith at all. You got doubts because you still got faith. So lean in for his glory. Amen. Woo, that was good, child. I like that. That was, we had to say that one. Send that to somebody. Yes, Lord.